Okay, it's 7:30, so we'll make a start. We are going to look at self-confidence again, and because I've already done a little video on this, I'm not going to talk that much. We're going to spend more time in our little safe open space and doing more of the analytical meditation. So you don't need to think of anything while we warm up because I'm just going to be asking you lots of questions. So let's roll the head from side to side, just waking up the body. Maybe leaving it on one side, stretching the opposite arm out and feeling it lengthening down the side of the body. And the other side. So if you haven't watched my other video on well, I think I have two actually, but one was like self-esteem and positive well-being, I think, and another one was go from side to side, self-confidence. Ooh, crack. So I'd encourage you to watch that if you haven't already, because I discuss the Buddhist perspective and all of that stuff. Now let's curl the spine. So hand on the knees, and even if you're in bed, you can do this. So reaching back, pressing the back towards the back of the room, towards the bed. Inhale up. Exhale, reaching the spine back. And carrying in your own time. A couple more of these. You can either keep doing that or we can do shoulder rolls. So whatever we need to do today to help the body sit. We will be sitting a bit longer. Of course, you are free to move and make any adjustments, because if you don't do that, especially if you're new to meditation, then your mind is going to go all over the place. So it's okay to make little movements. Okay, so just to reiterate what I have said before on self-esteem, and like I said, you can watch the video again if you haven't already. Self-esteem is actually a choice, and I think especially in this day and age where everything is about like now, instant gratification. I mean, I always find it hilarious when people send a text an hour later, "Oh, sorry, I didn't get back to you sooner." I'm like, everyone has real lives with real people in them, and it's okay. So it's this like immediate need for gratification, and I think as a result of that, we immediately want to have this self-esteem, feel powerful, blah, blah, blah. So it's all in our minds, basically. You know, it's okay that you don't text me for a week. I don't care. I mean, I have one of my really, really good friends sometimes doesn't text me for months, and I don't get mad or angry or anything. So it's, you know, it's just all about what we make up in our head. So it's in our heads. There is somebody out there in the world that thinks we are great. We are great. You know, we all have this innate nature to be good people, good and kind people. So let's change that thinking. Let's work on empowering ourselves. If we can empower ourselves, we can help other people empower themselves. And with that, saying that, as we start to find a comfortable position and settle our minds into this open space so that we can delve deep into this analytical meditation, we are going to, and I was going to say, actually before we do that, sometimes people send me comments and I can't see them, so I don't really know why. So I'm sorry if someone has a question and I don't reply. Anyway, so, there we go, I fixed the light. Okay, so with a straight spine, wherever that is, I'm going to recite the 4 immeasurables. May all beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be dissociated from the supreme happiness which is without suffering. May they remain in boundless equanimity, free from attachment to close ones and rejection of others. So generating this compassion, remembering that we too are these beings that the 4 immeasurables discuss, and that we also deserve compassion and love to ourselves. So either closing the eyes, if that's comfortable, or having a soft gaze towards the floor, towards the nose. And imagining an open space. It may be somewhere high up, just somewhere where there's an endless space going on. Nothing there to distract you. There's no people asking you to do anything. It's your own space where the only thing you have to do is your choice, your thoughts, your reality. Imagining what the ground feels like. Imagining maybe there's smells from flowers or trees. Or maybe even somebody's cooking something. Noticing the temperature. Is it warm, cool? What are we wearing in this space? And to expand the spaciousness, making the inhales and exhales longer. So inhale, the belly expands away from the spine. We lift all the way up to the shoulders, maybe even straightening or being a little bit taller. As we exhale, allowing the spine to fall, allowing the shoulders to relax. Inhaling a white cloud of peace, strength, self-confidence, self-esteem. And exhaling out any tension, disturbing thoughts we might be having. And I'm going to leave you for a few moments to be in your open space. Being kind and gentle with ourselves if the mind is wandering, accepting, forgiving, bringing back to the open space. Inhaling the white light, or the white cloud, and exhaling the black smoke. Allowing the black smoke to disappear within the space. Knowing that will be recycled into goodness. Feeling safe in this space, having an open mind. So let's really resolve to think differently, to get a different perspective, to be honest with ourselves. Self-honesty, I think, is pretty difficult. We like to think that there's nothing wrong with us. But I have to remember that life is not perfect, I am not perfect, and other people are not perfect. We are all the same. As we remain in the safe space, I'm going to start with it's quite a deep analytical meditation this morning. So firstly thinking, who am I really? Firstly focus on the negative qualities. So what are my negative qualities? Remembering that we're thinking of the negative qualities, but we're in a safe space. No one's here to judge us, including ourselves. And with these negative qualities, does this mean that I am the worst person in the world? How many people do I know in this world without a single negative quality? Even those kind people, the heroes or admirers, even those people have something, some negative quality, and I'm sure they would recognize and realize that as well. And if you say that you know someone in the world without any negative qualities, unless it's the Dalai Lama or somebody like that, then I think we need to work on being a bit more honest, because it's a very natural thing to have negative qualities. People still love you, you still love people with these negative qualities. Can I expect myself to be perfect without any faults? Is that realistic? If life is never perfect, if other people are never perfect, yet we still love them, why do I have to be perfect? Now ask yourself, what are my positive qualities? Can I not at least help people, care about them, generate some compassion? These are all positive qualities, and I would argue that everybody has at some point in their life, even professional criminals have helped people, cared about them, generated compassion. Psychopaths quite often idolize their mothers and treat them really well. So if they're supposed to be non-human, yet are still able to generate compassion, there's some positive qualities that non-psychopaths have as well. Does not everybody have good and bad qualities? Do I therefore have to hate everybody as much as I hate myself for having both good and bad qualities? Why am I judging myself so hard for being human? A human with good and bad qualities. What is that all about? Can I forgive myself for all of my negative qualities? Forgiveness is often very difficult. I struggle a lot with this. I can forgive other people, and then I have this kind of hatred and anger towards myself for allowing myself to be in a situation where I allowed somebody to be mean to me. They're okay, but I'm not. How do we learn to forgive ourselves? It's another meditation topic. Do I believe I can improve myself, or am I an absolutely hopeless case? Never change. Noticing the structure of the question, do I believe I can improve myself? There's a saying, people don't change, you just get to know them better, and I find that completely unbelievable, because everybody has the capability to change. It's whether we believe we can improve ourselves or not. So doing these analytical meditations, then we can generate the belief that we can improve ourselves, we can be different. We will still have good and bad qualities, but we are still a good person. Remind yourself, I have my own inner wisdom and I know what is good and bad. Therefore, I can make my own choices. I have my own inner wisdom and know what is good and bad. Therefore, I can make my own choices. Even if my problems become too overwhelming, I can always decide to ask others for advice. If we show compassion for others, we should accept compassion from others. That's when we get comfortable in our own skin. Having self-confidence, I do not feel better than others, but I know I can do something by myself, and I have the courage to follow my own inner wisdom. So having self-confidence, I do not feel better than others, but I know I can do something by myself, and have the courage to follow my own inner wisdom. Putting these new tools into our rucksack. These feelings of empowerment, these ideas of forgiving ourselves, these ideas that everybody has good and bad qualities, that nobody is perfect, so why should we be? Putting the rucksack on the back, gently coming back into whatever reality you're presented with. Be gently opening the eyes and realizing that if you do have a sense of self-confidence, maybe of strength, of positivity, that this may waver throughout the day. Telling ourselves, I'm just as human as others, as everyone else. As humans, we make mistakes. As humans, our emotions go up and down throughout the day, throughout the hour. And we are okay. So dedicating this practice to somebody who might need a bit of inner wisdom, self-confidence, strength, or compassion. I'm dedicating this to all of you that are watching, offering you compassion and